Today, the FBI released notes from its now closed investigation into Hillary Clinton's email practices as Secretary of State. The report includes the agency's interview with Clinton, along with a step-by-step summary of how her private server was set up and used. Much of what is in these 58 pages has already been reported, but there are a few things we did learn. The FBI, for instance, says that Clinton told investigators that she didn't know what the C markings, identifying confidential information, stood for. This afternoon, the Trump campaign put out a statement about Clinton, saying the FBI notes, quote, reinforce her tremendously bad judgment and dishonesty, end quote. Margaret, man, this story has been around for a long time. This is another beat in it, but politically speaking, does the report change anything?
There's no smoking gun as far as we can tell in this report. The problem for Hillary Clinton is not that it overwhelmingly changes the narrative, but that it reinforces and further complicates the idea of, that she was careless with this and that her use of this was ubiquitous. Hundreds of people, potentially several hundred people in the State Department knew of her address, multiple devices, 13 devices, mobile devices now in play, at least 6 of when she was Secretary of State. This is fodder for Donald Trump to go after her further and just keeps the narrative on a story that she wants to get away from.
Yeah, I think all that's true. I just say that, you've got the Trump campaign puts out a press release today that says there are 10 things that we learned from the FBI report, and all of them are, some of them are interesting, some of them are less interesting, but none of them are not just not smoking guns. None of them are anything more than tiny, tiny incremental movements forward in the story. And you look at the way the Clinton campaign has greeted this with, now granted, it's the Friday before Labor Day and it's not getting a lot of attention, but they greeted it with kind of equanimity. Brian Fallon basically comes out and says, hey, we're happy to have this out. It's all good. You can usually tell how troubling a story is for the Clinton campaign by how they react. And this was not a defensive or freaked out reaction from them. It was, there's nothing to see here. And in this case, there probably isn't really actually very much to see.
Yeah, if they're freaking out, they're doing a good job of hiding it. That's for sure.
Yeah. And they're not always totally good at that.